I was saying that last week we presented a children's story, or a time for everybody, that wasn't really time for everybody, because the story was a bit old. It was a good story, wasn't it, Catherine? I like that story. And somebody told me after...
My cousin Christian is 11 and he came today.
Did he? Good. Oh,
He's only here for 11 days. No, 2 days.
2 days?
Yeah.
And he's visiting you?
Yes, that's not right.
Well, you can talk about it after and decide how long he's here. Anyway, I thought we had a story for old kids last week. One of the people said the story was better than the sermon last week.
I have this book at my school.
This one?
Yeah.
So you know this story already.
Well, my teacher didn't read it.
Okay, so now we get to read it today. Most of the stories have a lesson behind them, but today this doesn't have a lesson. I just picked it because it's about hockey, and that's Canadian. And it's about people who live in the north, and that's Canadian. And it's about a girl who kept on persevering. She kept on working hard to do what she wanted to do, and she succeeded.
We persevere at school to try and get our work done.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
This is good.
Okay, so you're going to your cousins. Good. Okay, so this is a book. Who's this by? Robert Munsch.
Also Canadian.
I thought,
We have lots of Robert Munsch books at my school.
do you have lots of Robert Munsch? Is there anybody here who doesn't know Robert Munsch? Everybody does. I thought at least for some of the adults, this might be an introduction to Robert Munsch. It isn't, but anyway, this is Robert Munsch's book called Just One Goal. A rink, said Sierra to her father. A rink on the river would be nice. I would not have to go all the way across town to play hockey. The ice on the river is a mess, said her father. It's frozen all jagged and bumpy. We can't make a rink. A rink, said Sierra to her mother. A rink on the river would be nice. I would not have to go all the way across town to play hockey. Too bumpy, said her mother. The river ice is too bumpy to make a rink. A rink, said Sierra to her sisters. A rink on the river would be nice. I could walk right out the back door and down to the river and play on my own rink. Well, we had to go across town to play hockey, said Sierra's sisters, and that was good enough for us. So you have to go across town just like we did. That sounds like an older brother or sister sometimes, eh?
So in this book, all she's saying is a rink to her family.
Well, she's going to do something about it, because now she says, okay, said Sierra. She got a glass of warm water and a spoon and went across the backyard and down the hill to the frozen, bumpy river. And she used the water and the spoon to make a very small hockey rink. A good hockey rink for ants. Sierra spent the whole next day carrying warm water down to the river. She worked till it was dark and the northern lights came out. You could see the northern lights, the green colors in the sky. Have you ever seen the northern lights? Have you ever seen the northern lights in the sky?
No.
They're beautiful. They're really lovely. Anyway, she worked till the northern lights came out. And finally, her rink was big enough for a small dog. And there he is. Sierra's dad came looking for her and said, "Wow, a rink. You really made a rink." "And I am just a little kid," said Sierra. The next day, Sierra's dad rented a bulldozer and flattened a lot of river ice. And then all the neighbors came down and helped. By the time the northern lights came out, there was a real people-sized rink on the river. "A rink, yelled Sierra. "A real rink on the river. And now we do not have to go all the way across town to play hockey." Sierra started skating. and did not go to bed all that night. The next day, Sierra put up a sign that said, "River Rats Rink," and a lot of kids came to play. But no matter what side Sierra was on, her team always lost. And you see, she's not very happy about always losing. One game that Sierra might have won ended when a moose went to sleep in the net. Another game ended when a bear chased everyone off the ice. And another game ended when a bunch of teenagers raced through on their snowmobiles. And that is why Sierra's team did not want to end a tied game just because the ice was a little wet. It was Sierra's last chance to win a game that year. But suddenly, the rink started floating down the river while the rest of the ice crashed and boomed around it. The players did not even notice. Sierra's mom noticed. "Ah!" yelled Sierra's mom, "Break up!" She ran along the river yelling, "Stop, stop, stop!" But the players could not hear because the ice was making so much noise. Sierra's father ran along the river yelling, "Stop, stop, stop!" But the players could not hear because the ice was making so much noise. Then all of the parents ran along the ice yelling, "Stop, stop, stop!" But the teams just kept playing. "The bridge!" yelled Sierra's mom. "We can catch them at the bridge!" Everyone jumped into their cars and drove to the bridge. And then the dads hung from the bridge, and the mums hung from the dads, and the mums grabbed their kids as the rink went floating by. But nobody got Sierra. She had the puck and was skating very fast toward the goal. Sierra's dad ran to his car, got his fishing rod, and cast his hook way, way, way down the river. And he caught Sierra just as she scored. "We win!" yelled Sierra's team, and all the mums and dads fainted. Then the kids carried their mums and dads to a restaurant and fed them hot chocolate, while Sierra planned next year's rink. And you could see the look on the parents' faces there thinking, "Oh no, not again." Anyway, that's a good story about somebody who really persevered, eh? We got one more thing to do before you go to class today. Somebody said we always sing "O Canada" at the end of the service. But I said, do you know this song? Do you?
We do it at school.
Do you? Well, I want us to stand and we're going to all sing "O Canada" before we march out, and then we'll march out after.